Hello everyone. So I welcome you to the lecture series on machine learning, and today our topic is complete separation and quasi-complete separation. So let's discuss each of them with some examples because these are two very important topics that you have to know. So first of all, what are they? I hope you all know about logistic regression. And I also have lecture on this logistic regressions. If you have not already gone through them, then you can search the same in my playlist of machine learning. So while running a logistic regressions, sometimes we face a problem known as complete separation or quasi-complete separations. Actually, these are the two conditions that prevent the convergence of the maximum likelihood estimates for the coefficients. So, because of this complete separation or quasi-complete separations, we may face problem in the convergence of maximum likelihood estimation, right? So convergence may not happen properly. So these are the problems that we have to be very careful while we are executing some logistic regression. Now, first, let's discuss about the first one, that is complete separation. So what is this? Complete separations occurs when a linear combination of the predictors yield a perfect prediction of the response variable. Okay, suppose consider this example because I know that this definition may not be clear for you. So let's take an example. We are considering a data set, and that is, say, if x is less than equal to 5, then y is 0. And if x is greater than 5, then y is equal to 1. So consider this table, say x 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Now, you see that if x is less than equal to 5, then y value is 0. So x1, that is, then y value is 0, x2, y value is 0, x3, y value is 0, then for 4, same, 5, same, that is 0. Then we got it when x is equal to 6, that is greater than 5, then y is equal to 1. Similarly for 7, also 1, and 8, for 8, also 1. Okay? So you can perfectly predict about the values of this what y, right? So that's what actually complete separation means. Complete separation means when it's linear combination of the predictors yield the perfect prediction of the response variable. Okay, that's what happening here. You see when x is less than equal to 5, you are directly sure about the y value, that is 0. And you also sure that if x is greater than 5, then y is equal to 1. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now, let's come to the next one, that is our quasi-complete separation. What is this? Here, the predictors yield the perfect prediction of the response variable for most values of the predictors, but not for all. So, for most of the values of the predictors, you will get a perfect prediction for the response variable, but not for the all. So, let's consider one example to have a clear idea on this definition of quasi-complete separation. In the previous data set, say for one of the values where x is equal to 5, we get y is equal to 1 instead of 0. See, in the last example, when x is less than equal to 5, we are getting y is equal to 0. Okay, but now we are considering, say, for x is equal to 5, we have y is equal to 1 instead of 0. Now, if x is less than 5, then y is equal to 0. And if x is greater than 5, then y is equal to 1. But if x is equal to 5, then y could be either 0 or 1. That is not sure. Right? So that's what actually means. The predictors yield a perfect prediction of the response variable for most values of the predictor, but not for all. Because in this case, when x is equal to 5, it is not sure that whether y is 0 or 1. This overlap in the middle range of the data makes the separation quasi-complete. Okay, so this is the table. Let's consider this. See x 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. For this, y value is 0. But when x is equal to 5, y value is 0. And also, when x is equal to 5, we get y value as 1 also. So y value is 0 or 1 for x value 5. Either for x 6, 7, 8, y value is 1. So for x is equal to 5, it is not sure that whether y is 0 or 1. So this is quasi-complete separation. Okay. Now I hope that this complete separation and quasi-complete separation is now very much clear to you. So now let's discuss about the causes and root trace. Causes means why these separations occur. So do note that this separation occurs because your data set is too small to observe events with low probabilities. Okay, means to say that when the dataset is very small, then there is a probability that we'll get our value or our means observed events with low probabilities may not be observed completely. So the more predictors are in the model, the more likely separation is to occur because the individual groups in the data have smaller sample size. So guys, you do note these 2 points. These are the causes, right? First of all, very important that when data set is too small, then this type of problems occurs while you are executing logistic regressions. Okay. Now, some solutions for this complete and quasi-complete separations. Let's discuss one by one. First one. In the case of complete separation, make sure that the outcome variable is not a techonomous version of a variable in the model. Right. So this is the first thing that you have to assure that the outcome variable should not be a dichotomous version of the variable in the model. Then next thing is that if it is quasi-complete separation, the easiest strategy is the do nothing strategy. Okay, so if you are sure that your separation is quasi-complete, then just follow do nothing strategy. This is because you know the maximum likelihood for other predictor variables are still valid. Only for some variables it is not valid. So what is the drawback of following this? The drawback is that we don't get any reasonable estimate for the variable x that actually predicts the outcome variable effectively. This strategy does not work well for the situation of complete separation. It is only for quasi-complete separations. Do nothing strategy. Now here we are using maximum likelihood. I have already told you what is that. So maximum likelihood, also called maximum likelihood method, is the procedure of finding the value of one or more parameters for a given statistics, which makes the known likelihood distribution a maximum one. Okay, the likelihood distribution will be a maximum one for this procedure of finding the parameters. Okay, so this is a maximum likelihood method where we'll try to find out those parameters for which our distribution will be what? A maximum 1. So this one is the second strategy that you have to follow for making our problems of quasi-complete separation remove. Okay, so now coming to the third one, and this is a simple strategy, and here it is not to include X in the model. Means what? This leads to the BSS. It means you are not going to include the X in the model, but you will face some problem like biased estimates for the other predictor variables in the models. Biased, or you can say biased, means what? The value calculation is moving towards only one end. So whenever biased estimation takes place, I hope from your basic knowledge in machine learning, you can directly say that this is not a recommended strategy. We might not be able to collapse some categories of X if X is a categorical variable, and if it makes substantial chance to do so. Okay. Then the next one is check whether you can combine categories in problematic variables. If it is possible, combine it. If there are categories that are sensitive to combine, the separation can disappear from the data set. Okay. Let me give you one example. Suppose fruit is a variable in the model. Normal fruit, you know that. Say this is a variable in our model. And grapefruit has no events because of the small number of trials. So combining grapefruit with oranges into the category citrus or citrus will eliminate these separations. Are you getting me what I'm saying? See, grapefruit has no events. Okay, because only a small number of tiles happen here. So we can combine this grapefruit with orange and make one category that is citrus, and this will eliminate the separation. See, data with complete separations, you know, grapefruit events 0, trials say 10, but oranges events 5, trials 100, apples 25, 100, bananas 40, 100. See, grapefruit is 0. So why not combine these two? Combining this, we will get, say, we are giving the common name citrus, events 5, 100 plus 10, that is 110, and then apples and bananas as it is. This way, you can also deal with this complete separation. Okay, the next strategy where what I would like to mention, you have to check whether a problematic categorical variable is an aggregated variable or not. And you know, if the relationship of the unaggregated variable to the response does not show complete separation, the substitution of the numeric data can eliminate the separation. Again, I hope that this line may be seeming difficult for you to understand. So let's take an example. Say, suppose length of employment is an aggregated variable in the model. And when the data are in 30-day increments, the lowest level has all events, the highest level has no events. And that will create complete separations, right? So the substitution of the number of days into the model will eliminate this separation. Let's see how it eliminates this complete separation. See, data with complete separation, categories of length, events, and trials. 1 to 90, events are happening 2, trials 2, 91 to 180, events 1, trials 2, 181 to 270, 1 to 271 to 360, event 0, trials 2. Now, if we go to exact length, you will find that 45 events is 1, trial 1, 60 events is 1, trial 1. So this is belonging to what? 1 to 90, right? Because the next one is 95. So 1 to 90, how much events is happening? 2. Trial is 1, 1, 2. Okay. Similarly, 91 to 180. We may consider 95, 176. Event is 1, G, and trial is true. Right. Similarly, for 181 to 270, it is very clear from here, 185 to 241, So event 1, trial 2, 280 to 271 to 360. So 280, 299. So you'll get event 0 and trial 1 plus 1, that is 2. So this substitution of the number of days, now this will eliminate these separations. And this is very clear from this example. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. First, we have seen 1 to 90 events happening in this interval. Now we are exactly denoting the exact length in this next table. That way it is clearly visible, right? So that is the last strategy that I actually mentioned for this problem solutions as a specific, or I can say that probable solution. So I hope now all the problems or strategies to solve these problems now clear to you. And if any doubt still happens, then you may directly ask me through the comment box. Okay. So these are the references that I would like to mention, that I would like to recommend that you may go for higher means study on this area. And two questions I would like to ask for this from this lecture, and they are: first question is, you need to say either true or false. Separation occurs when the dataset is too small. Whether this is true or false. Comment your answer. And the second question is, what is maximum likelihood method? Do comment the answer. So guys, that's what today I have bought for this topic, complete and quasi-complete separations. And I hope this things is now clear to you. Okay, then we'll meet in the next lecture. Till then, I'll check your comments and try to find out whether you are correctly giving the answers or not, or whether any doubt appears or not. So with this, Dr. Dipo is signing out. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.